Yep, here we go. So, an admiral, an officer or a magistrate. Wait, what? An admiral, an officer or a magistrate. The inclusio exclusio maxim means an admiral is an officer and a magistrate. So magistrate is an admiral and an officer that has the government of the King's Navy and the hearing and determining of all cases, as well as criminal and civil and criminal, as well civil as criminal, belonging to the sea, the chief commander of a fleet. Chief commander of a fleet. So the chief executive magistrate is the King of New South Wales, according to Black's Law, if you look up King. And our home is girt by sea, so I don't really think it was meaning Australia, the island, as in each country is a ship, because every country has a flag. Vexillology is the name. Vex means harm. So you're stuck on a ship. Now I'll prove it with the birth certificate. B-I-R-T-H is B-E-R-T-H, and you abandon ship. So birth sea, well you're at sea. See, birth, sea, straight away. It's telling you, it's the sea. Abandon, natus venter, from, created, to be brought forward from the stomach or the womb. So birth is at sea, it's abandoned from the stomach or the womb. Probably think I'm kidding, right? So you've seen that, you've seen this. Let's go to abandon. Right? Contracts. In French law, the act by which the debtor surrenders his property for the benefit of the creditor. You've already seen this. So that's that out of the way. So abandon is maritime. Let's go to child. Now, this is child. Child. An infant. In means no. So infant means no, speak. Fant means to speak. In the popular senses, see abandon. It's abandon again. So a child is abandoned property. It's an abortion. It's a bastard. There's the C. To come forward. So venter means to create, to come forward, to move, to motion. Curtesy, abortion. So an infant is something that can't speak in the popular sense. Popular meaning the common sense, meaning the vulgar. Populace is the sea of mankind. C, abandon. Well, we've gone, abandon means to surrender. Abortion, so that must be the placenta. Cur is the bastard, and venter means to come from. It's following the, if a child is a person, is a human, is a corporation, then it's all maritime. They've replaced the English, like thou art, I love thee, thine is, one must, we, us, our. We don't use this terminology anymore. It's all you and your. You, A, I, O, U, and Y. Y is interchangeable with I, so is you, I, O, U. One of tender, that's a ship. That's a ship. One of tender. And a young person, it's corporation. A youth, C, cruelty, infant, servitude, slavery, involuntary. Now this is from Dictionary of English Language by Samuel Johnson, and it was printed in 1776. Now if you're using a modern dictionary to research, or a modern translation of the KJV written in 1611, it's not going to define what the words are in the Bible. You need to use a dictionary written in 1611 or earlier, because the Bible was used using earlier dictionaries. It wasn't written using dictionaries from 1611 or after 1611. It was used using dictionaries before 1611. So you need to use dictionaries of the time. So abandon, to relinquish, to surrender. Disclaim, desert, forsake, give up, folly. So the birth certificate is based on fraud. And fraud destroys trust. Fraud destroys everything, and there's no statute of limitations on fraud. Abandon includes the intention and the external act by which is carried out into effect to constitute abandonment of a right. Okay, so abandon is to constitute an abandonment of a right. So that goes back to French law, right, which is used in English. Now, fraud destroys trust. Now, an estoppel by conduct involves a misrepresentation or concealment of material facts made with knowledge of the facts to one who is ignorant of the truth, made with the intention that he or she should act upon it and leading him to act upon it. So an estoppel by conduct involves a misrepresentation. Now, I didn't want to register my kids, and I was told if I didn't register my kids, they'd be taken away from me. Didn't want to vaccinate my kids, and I was told if I didn't vaccinate my kids, they'd be taken away from me. Now, unfortunately, there's no pause button on here, but if I go to Black's, I've got time. I'll go to Black's Law. Black's Law, safe. Safe. Alright, so safe definition. Sorry about that. The amount of exposure that will cause no harm or damage after exposure. So we all know that the vaccines have side effects, therefore they're not safe. The amount of exposure that will cause no harm or damage after exposure. So we know that the vaccines are causing myocarditis, pericarditis, which is a thickening of the heart wall and a softening of the heart wall, a bit like it's smacked in the mouth and getting burst blood vessels. We know it's causing the blood to clot. There's so much that's going on. You've got SADS, sudden adult death syndrome, right? And it's all based on fraud, all based on fiction, right? The birth, see, abandon, natus ventere, right? Then you got the Admiralty is a magistrate. So when people go into court saying, is this Admiralty jurisdiction? Fucking oath it is. It's all based on fraud, right? And this is how they do it. I think I showed this in my last one. Let's big this up a bit. This is sodium fluoride. Right? Most of your sodium fluoride comes from Zhu Mingshes zinc chemical company, right? And it's processed in New York County, right? Great Neck, New York, right? Or bagged. So sodium fluoride is supposed to be good for your teeth. Targets organs. Teeth? What? Your teeth are an organ? Yeah, your teeth are capacitors for your brain. You lose your teeth, you lose 4% of your brain capacity. Heart, kidneys, bones, central nervous system, gastrointestinal system. Wow, my dentist was telling me fluoride's good for your teeth. But then you look up fluorosis, which means the hardening of the enamel, and it strips it away. No wonder they call them dentists. They dent your brain. They damage your ability for your brain function. An estoppel by conduct involves a misrepresentation or concealment of material facts, made with knowledge of facts, to one whom is ignorant of the truth. So, concealment of facts, made with the knowledge of the facts, to whom one is ignorant. So when the cops stop you on the side of the road and they say, my name's Senior Constable such and such, they're breaking several laws. That's fraud. they don't have a birth certificate with senior constable on it. That's fraudulent personation because they've misrepresented their person, which is their, all capitals, name, their estate, because they're in commerce, it's their vessel. And they've effectively, they're telling you that senior constable or sergeant is their name, whereas actually it's an office. They're the occupant of the office. So my name's, I'm not saying my name is, but my name's Gavin, and I'm the occupant of the office of corporal or sergeant or constable. So they're committing fraud. And they're doing it using a lex that is not English. It looks like English, sounds like English, but we've been programmed. Right? A lot of people go, you see the recordings of challenging the police in America, audit the police, and they talk about the constitutional right, and they're saying I'm out in public. You can't be out and in public. So public is the taxpayer, the publican is the tax collector, and the taxman is the tax collector. And why did your master, and why does your master, and the Pharisee said to the disciple, why does your master sit with tax collectors and sinners? That's 16:11. I stuffed it up last time I said it. And then KJV NIV 1973, it clearly states, and the disciple said, and the Pharisee said to the disciple, and why does your master sit with publicans and sinners? So the only word there that has changed is tax collector and publican. So publican is interchangeable with tax collector, and the publican taxes the public for the state and by way of taxing the ale. So if you identify as the public, you identify as the dead. Pharaoh's captains drown in the sea. Right? Sea is a metaphor for the dead, and the human person is the dead, and drown means you've drunk too much. That's all it means. In 1611, the word drown means to drink too much. All right. Now, they use the fluoride to get you to call your offspring. I don't even like using the word offspring because I'm starting to think that's Lex Mercatory as well. But son and daughter are offspring. Any word, it's pretty much all admiralty. It's pretty much all admiralty. So a child is an infant, no speak. In the popular, it means populous, means common, means vulgar sense. Abandoned property. An abortion. Courtesy of something that was brought, the stomach or womb. Natus means to bring forward, nativity, creation. And courtesy of the stomach or womb. So nowhere in the definition of child does it say a baby. Right? An infant, no speak. That's all that means. Infant means no speak. Popular is vulgar, abandon, abortion. And courtesy, cur is a bastard, there's a C there, of venter, which is stomach or womb. A legitimate descendant in any degree, but in this case, children is the word used, makes no sense. In this case, children is the word used offspring, issue, or descendant generally. So, child is, come on, stop it. Child is abandoned, which is maritime. Birth is abandoned. Admiralty is, magistrate is admiralty, which is maritime. And how do they do it? They do it with this stuff. They do it with this stuff. Now, safe, you know that it's not safe, because if it's safe, the amount of exposure that will cause no harm or damage after exposure. So how do they do it? Well, this is Ars Notoria, the notary art of Solomon. Solomon was into necromancy. He controlled the demons, showing the Kabbalistic keys. The mage operation. Opera is creation, magical creation. The Liber means book, and Al means almighty. The book of the Almighty, science. It's the Bible. Divine, of the vine, apocalypse, and the art of memory. Me is me, and more means death. Yeah, mortgage, you don't pronounce the T, right? So mortgage, more is death, me, more. So the magistrate said to me, memento mori. Me is me, ment is the mind, and more means the mind must die. So he's saying it to me, so he's telling my mind to die. Yeah? An astrological catechism, right? Fully demonstrating the art of judicial astrology. And you can read on. You don't have to listen to me. You can just pause everything and read it. It's probably easier. So these are the books you want to, dictionaries you want to get. You want to get dictionary. This PDF, you can Google it. Every time I mention something, it seems to disappear off the fucking internet. This is really common to find. It took me about 5 minutes to find this. Dictionary by Samuel. It's a Dictionary of English Language by Samuel Johnson, 1776, and you'll find everything in here, everything that you need. It's a downloadable PDF. And then you've got Bovier's Dictionary, 1856. This is a bit easier to read, a bit easier to use. And Black's Law is always a good one. So that's pretty much it. That should be about 10 minutes, and I'll call it there. So birth is abandoned from the womb or stomach. Magistrate is an officer, is an admiral, and commander-in-chief of a fleet, so it's maritime again. Child is an infant. See abandoned, it's maritime, is an abortion, courtesy of venter, from the stomach or womb. So it's been abandoned from the stomach or womb. So if you call your offspring a living being, it's probably the best one. The living being you created. A child, you're saying it's abandoned. If the police ask you for a birth certificate, they're asking you for the certificate of abandonment. And damn it. I was going to show you the name. So name comes from nomen, which is an entry in a debt ledger, and appellation means to appeal, to call, to bring to court. So name comes from nomen, which is an entry in a debt ledger. So when the police pull you over and ask for your date of birth, they're asking for the entry in the debt ledger, right? Because the Abraham Lincoln's friend went to debtor's court because he was a trustee of a trust, and he couldn't honour the interest payments on the debt by the trust, so he was held accountable, and he spent 2 years in jail. And Abraham Lincoln used to go and sit with him in jail, and they would read and have dinner. So it's a funny situation to be in. So thinking about going and having dinner in jail. You identify as the dead, you haven't claimed your estate, and it's all based on fiction. It's literally all based on fiction. You're identifying as the all capitals name, right? When the police ask for your name, they're engaging in commerce, and they're just looking to plunder your estate, and it's done through fraud. The police must identify themselves with name, age, and date of birth, and their address, because that's how they get you to identify. If the police don't give you their name, age, date of birth, and address, just like the one call themselves, you're not. I said to the psychiatrist, you're not a doctor. That's an office. You occupy the office, right? Your name is your given name, and if you say your last name, you're an idiot. I don't know anyone who calls anyone by their given name. An office. You were given a name. That's your given name, and your family name is different from it. Anyway, that's me done.